Today in the Dad Bod workshop we're going to replace the impeller on our Tohatsu 3.5 horsepower outboard motor. It's the A version, not the B version, which means it's got no gears. Once you pull it, once it starts, the prop starts going around. Now whether that means the impeller is different, I don't know, but I've just used the part number from Tohatsu to find the right part. Firstly, we remove the propeller. It's just a cotter pin. Just pulls out like that. So the propeller now just comes straight off. And it's got a bar that sits in that slot, this bar here. That just pops out like that and it slips in there so the propeller turns around. The next step is to take off these two nuts here. There'll be a 10mm socket and not very tight. I'd say they're probably about 10 Newton meters at best. A little washer, and that just slides off like that and pull the impeller out. Noting that the impeller blades, this is still actually feeling really good, but the impeller blades are going towards the clockwise. So I'll just pull it out a bit by bit, and you'll see with the impeller it's got two slots, and those slots fit around this pin just in here, just like that. First things first, we'll just make sure that it's in the same diameters exactly as the new one, and it's not. It's got the same diameter, the blades are shorter. So given the old one is in good condition, we'll pop that back in. So this one goes back on, noting that those pins go through there, and the blades go towards the clockwise. That slides back in. The plate goes back on, and we put these bolts back in. But as you can see, it's very easy to change the impeller to replace it with a new part. Just make sure you don't cross thread these nuts. Make sure the washers are on there as well. Don't tighten one end all at once, just gradually bring the two together. Make sure the plate's in the right place. When it's finger tight, about 8 Newton meters, maybe 10. Propeller goes back on, keeping in mind this pin here goes through there and sits on there and goes into the gap just here. And then the cotter pin goes back through. If it was an old cotter pin, we'd probably replace it, but given this one hasn't been used much, it'll be fine. So just bend that over like that, make sure it's in properly, and we're back in business. So I'll just give it a quick pull to make sure that it's spinning around. And we're done.